Okay, we're live.
Board's not live.
Board's not live.
It's not.
No.
Okay, how about now?
Totally psyched you out. Cool psych out, bro.
Hey, Brian.
Okay, we're live.
Welcome to That Checks Out with Damon and Ted. I am Ted. That's Damon. Behind me is Brian. Can't see him. That's the way we like it. Here in Audiohive Podcasting Studio. That checks out Damon. How was your week?
Okay. So. Better now.
Yeah, it's fun to. It's fun to. Yeah, it's fun with that as a lead-in, right?
Yeah,
Gets
it's
you
way
pumped.
better now.
Yeah.
So, Damon, tell us about your week.
You have a subpoena.
Oh, no. I gave myself a subpoena, too. Damn this fat index finger. That's not that funny, man.
Ted's starting this episode like I started the last.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, some buttons are funner for other people. All right. So anyway,
So, Damon, tell us about your subpoena. Yeah.
you've got a sub.
Hey, so I went to an event at Boucher Farms.
What are you, a farmer?
Yeah. No, but Matt is. And he takes great offense to you all the time, Ted. No, so I went to an event out there. They had Boucher Bash, right? So I go out there, and they roasted a pig.
Wait, you went out to get roasted? Why would you?
Yeah. Hey, fat ass, don't get out of the van so fast. You're going to get sweaty. Yeah, no, that's not what it was. Yeah, that really was not cool, man. That was not cool at all. So anyway.
You have a subpoena.
They just hit that button repeatedly? Yeah. Oh, look, it's subpoena guy.
Oh, look. Hey, I know about you. It's sub. Yeah.
Now, if we could just get the Law and Order ding after that.
Brian, that's our next drop we need. We need the dun-dun, the Law and Order. So anyway.
I'll see if I can find a 10-hour repeat of this song.
I bet YouTube
We
has
need
it.
the 10-hour remix from YouTube. They pulled a pig off the spigot. No, it was not me. I was a witness.
Oh,
So
wait, they pulled it off the hose? Or the spit?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
So they're hosing it down. We had sushi.
Well, you got sweaty.
We had
That's
sushi swine. Yeah, it was pretty good. So anyway, so they pull it off the grill and throw it on the thing, and he's tearing it up, and getting it ready because it's pulled pork,
Right.
He's going through the different stuff, and so I hear everybody go, "Oh," like that, and I'm standing outside. He's, "Damon, come here." So I go in the barn where they're doing it, and I go, "What's up?" And he goes, "Hey, new guy's got to eat an eyeball, man. New guy." And I'm like, "I've been to these before." He's like, "Yeah, but we never done the pig." He goes, "You got to eat the eyeball." I'm like,
well, technicality, I guess.
yeah. I'm like, ooh. And I told him, so first off, he has this like huge, juicy, staring at me eyeball with some meat around it. He goes, the meat around the eye is the most tender. He goes, you got to eat it. I'm not doing that. I said, no way. So I chicken, right? So another guy grabs it, boom, throws it down. It is what it is. I'm like, okay. Well, every pig has two eyes. So he goes, come on. And I'm like, you know what? And so then this is, so Bill Neff, who's a follower of us on the page,
Yes.
he literally turns to me and he looks at me and it's Matt's brother-in-law. He looks at me and he says, "Hey," he goes, "it's content." He says it just like that, and I'm like, "You son of a bitch! You just talked me into this."
Got to get them views.
Yeah, you just talked me into this. So sure enough, man, I'm taking a little video of him doing what he's doing, and then I take a video of it, and he goes, "I'm gonna be in it." I said, "Come on," and I did it, and it was delicious until it became a fruit gusher. And yeah. First off, I've heard the shit you eat, so don't be ignorant over there about, you ate an eyeball. Yeah, okay, yeah. You ever have cockroach testicles? They're really good. Mac eats all this
However,
weird stuff.
they
Don't say
probably
however.
don't
No, I haven't either. But those barbecue bugs I brought in the other day were pretty good.
Yeah, well, so don't pick on me. But it was, honestly, I was waiting. I'm like, okay. And then I thought, I'm like, maybe I should just try to but it was too big of a bite for me to just try to swallow the whole thing. So, man, I hit that and it goes like right in your mouth. And I'm like, oh, there it is. Okay, there it is.
No, your quote on the video is, and there's a squirt.
Yeah.
And I was like, did it taste like grapefruit?
Yeah. No.
Hey, when you're in Hershey, give me a squirt, will you?
Yeah, it was not a fruit. Yeah.
This squirt doesn't taste like grapefruit at all.
Neither does this one. Weird. No, but it was cool.
Now,
So-
did the whole place like erupt and go, yay? Or,
Oh,
was
no.
it, or was it just like, cool?
Yeah, it was very anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Then after it was like, hey, look what he did. I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, come on. Where's it?
New dumbass ate the eye.
Dude, nobody ever does that.
Yeah.
I can't believe the other guy did it just to show you, hey, look, it's nothing.
Damon never eats pig eye at home.
So it was funny because so my son, Chuck, they have the tongue, like literally the tongue right there.
Yeah.
And he goes, "This is good meat." So Chuck,
I've never had pork tongue. Beef tongue is amazing.
so anyway, and I don't like stuff, but now I'm in my mode, right? I'm in my mode. I'm like, okay. And I'm like,
Got that squirt in you.
here we go.
Now you,
I
now you think you're big man on campus.
got my squirt of manhood.
Yeah.
Now, here we go. So anyway, he takes it and like not on the actual tongue itself, but on the back, like where the meat is. He takes and he bites right off. He goes, "It is really good." That's what Chuck says. He goes, "It's really good." I took a video of that too. I never put it up, but I took a video, and he hands it to me. And I'm like, okay. And Nicole's like, don't. And I'm like, I put the end of the tongue in my mouth and I try to bite it. Oh man, it was like I mean, I've never chewed on a baseball glove. Maybe when I was a kid playing right field, you know what I mean? But it was the same thing. I couldn't bite through. Couldn't do that. I mean, I was really like, she's looking at me. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Just trying." And Matt's like, "No, that's all muscle. You won't get." He goes, and especially like the tongue was out when they cooked it. This wasn't like hey, I got a like you see in a movie.
You literally got muscle jerky.
Right. Right. So I could not. So I said, "What do I do with that?" And I go, "Now it's been in my mouth." He goes, "Oh, just throw it." And he goes, "We were going to throw it anyway." So just throw it. So I threw it away. But see, Max leaning over like he's got something. Do you ever eat pig tongue?
Yeah.
Like the actual tongue?
You got to get like the
Beef
inside
tongue
part.
too.
Yeah.
Huh?
Beef tongue too.
Yeah. No, you guys thought, and I told you, my mother-in-law makes that. It's enziki or something. They call
You
it
gotta
Polish.
slow cook it.
Yeah.
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 And we just had it like pod roast, like beef and noodles kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Really?
Yeah. You wouldn't even know. If someone didn't tell you, you wouldn't know.
Do you ever have an eyeball of anything?
No.
No.
Okay.
No,
So
that's-
so
I-
that little respect over
you
here.
went- well, no.
I
No.
very. I applaud you.
See?
Oh, yes. We will give
Be
you
adventurous
the
people.
official
Eat weird stuff.
That checks out applause.
Yeah. I nailed the end.
Wow, you get
Like,
so
well, because
excited.
I know, because if I really do it, I'm gonna be like, the microphone's gonna go through the TV.
Right.
You know.
Did it. 45,000.
What about you? Anything cool happened this week?
I lost my wallet again.
See, I picture the front of Dumb and Dumber when he's like, fell off the jetway again. You know what I mean? It's like,
Here's the thing. I knew it was going to happen too because I put it in my pocket at one point and then I got in the car and it fell out.
okay.
And I was like, okay, clearly there's something wrong. I think my pocket had just gotten twisted.
Yeah.
So it wasn't going all the way to the end. So I get the, hey, can you stop for this on the way home text. I don't remember what it was.
So you're in the area this time. You're not traveling.
No, I wasn't traveling.
Okay.
But for some reason, my car was needed. So
Okay.
I get home, I'm putting the stuff away. I think there was cold stuff. So I get in the fridge and everything. I go to a spot where I put my keys and my wallet. So I know where stuff is, right?
Right.
That's my thing. I put everything there and all of a sudden I do the. I mean, I'm smacking. I'm like, oh no. So then I like just get in my car and take off, and knowing that someone needs it. But I just like get in, as I'm assuming they heard the what? Wait, what? They heard the. Where'd he go? And I go back to the Jewels. We talked about Jewels last week.
Yeah, the Jewels.
I go back to the Jewels. And
OMG, you went to the Jewels?
I was like, hey, I was here maybe 25 minutes ago, right at this self checkout, and I can't find my wallet. Didn't even drop a wallet. OMG! The guy was like, no, it's over at the customer service desk. I feel like I told this story. Did I tell the story?
No, not
I
from
told this to
Jewel.
someone. So I'm standing behind the
Well,
person.
I'm someone.
Right.
I'm a guy.
Not really.
I'm someone.
So I'm standing behind the person at the customer service desk because there's a guy in front of me buying a money order.
Yeah.
And he's sending it, and so there's like 1,000 things the person has to go over. And
And you can see your wallet on the back counter. It's like,
well, I'm just in
that's
there
mine.
waiting, right? And then she's like, "Okay, well now you have to sign this, and now we need this ID." And he's looking at me like I'm in trouble. I'm like, "Well, I can't go anywhere. Like this is the line for the customer. I'm 6 feet away for just to be, because people are still so
Right.
like
Right.
I don't want to get in anyone's face right now. That whether you believe it or not believe it, that's not my point. It's just safe, especially when I know that guy is sending money somewhere. I know he doesn't want me like, "Hey, where are you sending that money?" Where's that going? Is it cash? Can I have some? So I don't actually have a wallet right now.
If you're sending money, that means you must have some on you. Okay.
So the guy that sent me over to the customer service walks over and he's like, "Hey, can we just give that guy his wallet?" I hear him say that, and then but I don't hear the response. And he's like, "Oh, right," and he walks away, and I'm like, "Can I be let in on the secret? Like, what was the answer to that? I'm the one who needs the answer. You seem satisfied by it. I don't feel I'm going to be as satisfied as you." So then that all wraps up, and I walk up, and she's like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm the guy waiting for the wallet. I know you know that because that guy just told you that." She's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I need you to
Show me your ID.
yeah, I need to verify who you are." So the reason he couldn't grab it is it was in a locked drawer and she had the key.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. So she pulls it out and I'm like, "Oh no," because you guys have you guys seen my? I think you've seen my wallet. Mac might not have. My ID window is not my ID. I put a different ID in front of it. The problem is I've now bought a third fake ID. So I was like, oh no.
Who are you, Boba Fett?
Yeah,
now?
well, no,
Who are you
I was
now?
like, I'm not I'm not Bo Duke.
Yeah.
I'm not Marty McFly. I'm not Harry Truman. Those are all 3 licenses in front of my actual license. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, can I describe the wallet? There's a Dave and Buster's Batman card behind my chase. I was like, how do I describe my dumbass dad wallet without
You had your phone on you?
What do you
Did you have your phone on you?
Yeah, I did.
You should have just pulled out and pulled up a picture of exactly what you had in there for a license. Been like, this is what you're going to see when you open the wallet.
Well,
You know?
she had actually gone through the wallet, which made me less and put my ID in the front, which she had to go through a lot of stuff to get there. So I'm a little concerned about that.
Right.
But she opened it up and she's like, I was like, oh, that is me.
You know, your library
Well, then
card's
she's
about
like
to
looking at me,
expire.
and in my driver's license picture, I don't have my glasses on. I think I have a goatee, and I'm not wearing a hat. So in front of her, I have a beard, glasses, and a hat. And she's looking at me, and she's looking at the license, and finally, I was like, all right, geez. I took my hat off. She's like, oh, okay, now I see it. I'm like, you bitch.
Wilson with 2 L's. I'm
Right.
going to need more than that. Take that hat off.
I knew it was I knew a wallet was missing. I knew where it was.
Yeah.
I knew my name was spelled with 2 L's. I knew that my ID was not in front of where it
She
should
did
be.
not know you didn't have hair.
Yeah. It took that and it was like, oh, okay. Now I believe you.
Wait a minute. You should have just done the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Familiar?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Look, can you give me like a kind of brownish, like not a salt and pepper, maybe like a salt and paprika pen, and I can draw beard on my thumb.
Beard with a thumb. Damn it, I did it backwards again.
Thumb with a beard.
With a beard.
That's why the cadence on that is so weird. People don't get it. Like, why does he say that joke so weird? Well, because he said it wrong once, and he looked like an ass.
Yeah. He likes
He
to
didn't look like a thumb
likes
with a
that
beard. He looked
keyword.
like an ass with a thumb.
ass with 2 thumbs. This guy right here. Yeah, no
Oh
kidding.
yeah, I was just like, hold on, we got to confirm it to you. Oh no,
Yeah, you have nailed like 99.9%. She's like, yeah, but there's still a little doubt. I'm going to need you to take that hat off. Damn it.
Man, I was just like, really? Can I help you? Yeah. Been waiting 25 minutes for one guy to send $185 to Albuquerque. Can I get my wallet now?
Well, like you said, the other guy already came over and said, hey, that
Yeah,
guy's
that's
in line
my
for a
point.
wallet.
Hey, can we just give that guy his wallet?
Yeah,
Oh.
can I help you?
I gotta make sure it's him. I can't tell. I can't tell because I can't see his bald.
But even that, don't. The next guy, she's just said, so you're here for the wallet.
Yeah, right.
You know, not
Right.
I mean, can I help you?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I'll
can.
take what he said.
Right.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, wow.
But
That's
to be
awesome.
fair. What I know now, had I known then, my answer would have been like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can help me.
I'm going to see your manager.
Right.
My name's not Karen, but I'm going to be one here very quickly.
Her name was.
Was it really?
And that's not a joke. Her name was Karen.
That's all. Well, your eyes lit up when I said that.
Yeah.
You're like, ooh, I got
forgot.
more.
My brain remembered something. Hi,
OMG.
Karen. Hi, Karen. This might be irony, but I'm going to need to see your manager.
Yeah, I'm going to bitch about
And
you.
then she would have been like, I am the manager. Oh, no.
Oh, what kind of weird universe am I in?
This is ironic irony indeed.
You know what that stands for? Get ready. Oh, that's so great. Mac, you don't understand how much you make me happy with just that one button.
Man, if we had known that a year ago.
Nicole, we're going to want one of those in the bedroom.
Yeah, but she get one that does like the when you lose on Price is Right.
Yeah. Wah, wah. That's 3 whammies. You were gone. Some little red guy running around the room. You can't. Oh, come on, man. Hey, so I came to a realization this week. I was in a scenario where people were picking teams. Not me, but they were picking teams.
I don't know why, but the way that started out, I thought like teeth.
Yeah.
People are picking teeth.
People are picking
but then you
teeth.
ended with team, and I was
Teams,
much,
yeah. So they're picking teams. And I realize that I am probably the worst first pick ever because I have a lot of control issues. So
then you want to make the other picks?
I went, yeah, because hey,
Ooh, that guy.
And we'll take Ted. No. What are you doing? What are you doing?
That guy doesn't even have a wallet.
Yeah. That guy, hey, have him take his hat off. See, that's why we don't want Ted. You know?
I couldn't tell with his hat on.
Oh man, you're right. We'll take Mac. And he's like, wait, what? He looks up from his phone. Wait, no. Yeah, no, I'm not ready. I'm still on Google. Yeah. So, but no, I realized that would be me. I'm like the worst because I jump in there. Even when you're coaching football and you have two quarterbacks on the team. So if you're going to scrimmage and you let the kids have a little fun, you go, hey, guess what? Each one of you guys is going to pick a team. Well, now what happens is one guy starts picking to win and one guy starts picking his buddies. Okay. So when you have 19 linemen and no one that can catch a ball, okay, and you have 47 guys that can catch a ball and no one that can block,
that sounds fun to me.
it's going to get fun, right? So I'm the guy because I'm super competitive too. So I'm leaning over like, hey, I think you should take so-and-so. And then like what's funny is I'm just on the one team. I'm going to coach the one team. And their offensive defense, because they're both going to play both ways. And then the other coach, I'm like, hey, they didn't pick his kid yet. Pick the other coach's kid. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh yeah. So they bring, I'm like, ha, we're doing. And I'm just, I really think of that stuff. Now this is previous, but I'm watching this. So I really thought like I would be the worst one. I was watching a show, go figure, Treadflix, about like end of day conspiracies and this and that. But
I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna guess that Chad Daniels does not watch that show.
Yeah. It was not on DIY.
So do you watch any other shows?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just tell me what you watch.
Hey, why don't you just tell me what? Yeah. Can we talk about something you know about? I'll keep telling you about stuff I know about.
All right. So why were they picking teams?
So one of the things was the rapture. When it happens, and so they're talking about it. This is an end of day scenario. So if did my mic just go out? No, I'm up. Turn out my cans, Mac. We're good. Turn out my cans. So anyway, it sounded like it went out for a minute. Either that or I just stroked out mildly. I don't know.
You know what? That is a possibility.
I started talking about the rapture. He's like, come on, buddy.
Conditioner.
Come on. You're going to beat the rush. So anyway, I thought it'd be weird if I'd be like, no, God, let's not take him. You know what I mean? Like, what? Oh, you know what? What about, and all my buddies act like me. So like they probably shouldn't go to certain place. You know what I mean? It's like we have like a staircase to somewhere else. We don't have an elevator to, greatness.
No, we have a spiral slide.
Yeah. Right. And it doesn't, is this going to come out in the pool? Ironically, no. Okay.
I mean, it's a pool, but not of water.
Yeah. It will be warm. It will be good news. You're not going to get the cold water. No shrinkage.
Yeah.
We're good.
The floor is
lava. Yes. But there's no couches. So you can't just jump from couch to chair. But I just thought how great that would be. Me just leaning there like, no, like that.
No.
Right.
No.
Why?
No.
Well, they made fun of me when I got out of the car at a pig roast once.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, you went to a roast about you. It was in the title. Like, why didn't...
God, that joke wasn't funny the first time. The first time you told it. But no, that's what got me really thinking as I'm watching it. I'm like, man, imagine picking teams. Imagine sitting through this and being like, ooh,
Yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely be the worst one all the time to be the first pick. And when we were younger, even though I was the fat stupid kid, I got picked early a lot. So I don't know what it's like to be sitting there and be like, hey, it's me over here. I don't know what that's like. And I wasn't the best at anything. That's when you start picking your friends. You know what I mean? You start picking friends over talent.
I don't remember any of this.
Huh? Well, you weren't my friend, so it didn't matter.
I don't remember you being
you got picked first when we played basketball. You always got picked first when we played basketball.
Shocking.
My killer skyhook.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I had a good skyhook. I really did.
I don't remember you getting picked for anything.
And Ted's like, you better not. You better hope that I don't beat you to the rapture thing.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I know a bit about this, and I'm going to tell you right now. We don't want him.
No.
Yeah.
Do you like making your own decisions? You're going to want to leave him down there.
Look, as a guy that's never been married, let me tell you what it's like for somebody that wants to make all the decisions for you. You're not going to want him. Okay. That's so awesome. And I think he may or may not have fought a street sign one time after he drank too much Jaeger. So the other thing on Treadflix was I won't even say Treadflix. This is on regular TV, but I'm watching it when I'm doing this stuff on the treadmill. Is Court TV, which is new to me. I realize it's not new to anybody else on the face of the earth.
It's like those reruns on NBC 20 decades ago.
Right. So you're watching this.
If you haven't seen it, it's new to you. Well, yeah, and that's how it works.
Yeah. Can't miss Thursday, and who gives a shit Saturday?
That's pretty much how that works too. Sure.
So anyway, I'm watching this stuff, and what's weird is I realize a lot of these defendants are taking the stand, and I don't understand because even they have a new show. It's Under Oath. Court came under oath. I think that's what I was watching, and the lady took the stand, and first off, all the evidence showed that she was like guilty. But she wanted to go up there and tell them how she's not. Well, now you have to answer direct questions.
Right.
If you're not up there and all the evidence, if you can teeter one person, when you go up and start talking your mouth, guess what happens? That one person goes, oh, yeah, she did that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it really was all circumstantial, all of it. Like if I was a judge, I'd have a hard time throwing the book at her. Do I think she did something? Yeah, but it was just kind of weird. But what was really weird to me is how she was acting when they were reading like the final statements or reading anything when she was not on the stand. Her facial expressions were god awful. Like, she was doing the whole like, like she didn't agree with nothing or shaking her head like, no. I would do the same stuff because, I'm very animated. And if I don't agree with you, even if I can't open my mouth right now, I'm going to be like, That whole jury's looking at her.
I liked it better when I sat next to you.
But the whole jury's looking at her and how she's reacting. So not only I could be totally innocent, I would make myself guilty. I bet a better chance going on the stand anyway, just talking, because you saw me the whole time whenever they were talking, like, no, you know what I mean?
That wasn't me. Hey, when you broke into that house and cleaned it, I didn't do, wait, what? Damn. When you broke into that house, you cleaned it terribly. No, I didn't. I cleaned it really. Oh,
man.
You got me.
False. But no, I just really, so my thought is the whole jury is probably like, okay, we're going to fight over now who gets to give him the lethal injection. You know what I mean? Just look at his face. It's very condescending. And it's not, I'm sure she doesn't mean that because they're talking mad crap about her.
Right.
And maybe some of it's true, maybe some of it's not, because there was a lot of presumptions. So I get it. But it's just like, when someone stands there and talks, I mean, I got in a car accident once where somebody drove through me and annihilated me. And it was terrible. And I went to court as the plaintiff, and the defendant.
All I can think of was the People's Court when you said that.
Yeah.
Now entering the courtroom, the plaintiff.
Yeah. But anyway, so
like every line came across.
Fat, ate a pig eye. What? You're not even putting stuff up there that helps me. Who does this? And I find out Wilson works for the People's Court part-time.
Wants us to play the drum clip right before the not guilty is set.
Before they give a verdict,
Yeah.
They want to hear.
I find for the plaintiff.
No, I lost total track of where I was going. That was so awesome. Yeah. I do remember that though. You just heard the little typing like typewriter, and you read these like loves to parasail. How does that matter?
Right.
How does that matter what he does?
And some of it was like snarky.
Yeah.
Never liked his neighbor anyway. I think that's kind of like biased if you ask me. Like, I don't think we need to throw that in here.
In the case of I hope you die. Can they hear this? Can they hear you saying that? Because I hear it. No, but I really thought. So I went through the whole thing, and in reality, sitting there, and I wasn't on trial.
Yeah.
But it's like you are. Like they're trying to judge your character. They're like, well, how bad was he hurt in a car accident? He got to go to a Bears game. It's like, what does that have to do with anything?
Right.
And as they're doing that, I know my facial expressions were god awful. Like, really? This is where it was more like surprise. Like,
right.
Really? This is your case?
Yeah.
That 4 months after I got in a car accident, my brother couldn't drive me to a Bears game.
Right.
But I didn't say I was in a hospital bed dying.
Yeah. You weren't playing for the Bears.
Yeah. I wanted my medical bills paid from the accident. That's really, I don't care if you give me a nickel. I don't care. But then what was weird is there was actually a whole jury there, because that's what they decided to go with. And the jury was made up, because we were in Cook County. So the jury's made up of people that live in the city that probably, ride their bikes, take public transportation, live in a high rise, don't have a yard, do whatever. That's how you live. I get it.
Right.
So it's made up of those people. They're not technically my peers because they don't live They don't have a yard. They don't. So then they even said, well, you had a party at your house. There was a whole bunch of people there in a band. Yeah. Because again, not an invalid. You know what I mean? We had a tent in your front yard. Yeah. Again, if you took any pictures, you'll see, because they had pictures of my party, like at my house. I'm like, holy cow. What? I mean, it was so weird to be, they're like judging my character. Well, does he really look like someone who's hurt? I'm like, I was hurt then.
Right.
And I want my medical bills paid for then.
Right.
Okay. That's that. You're missing the point. It's not that I'm lying now and telling you that I should be in traction somewhere.
Right. You're not lying to like an insurance company or like a workers' comp or something. Yeah.
Right. So anyway, it was very weird. So this jury of my peers decided that after they got their free sandwich for lunch, that I did not deserve anything, and it probably came back seriously to me. Just the way I reacted to stuff. When I look back, because I look at this lady and I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, oh, well, those people are probably like, because every time they said something really, really ignorant, I'm like, what? I mean, I'm leaving over my turn. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like,
I totally.
I'm allowed to have a party at my house. Correct. And I have buddies that bang the tent stakes into the ground and set it up, and they pull them out and take it down. They know, because my back couldn't do it that day.
Yeah.
And it was 2 years later. My medical bills were already done then. I just want my medical bills paid. So yeah, it was amazing to see that. And again, I know I reacted weird. I absolutely know.
I know. I sympathize with your lawyer, not with you. Could you just settle down?
I get countersued by my attorney at the table.
I mistakenly said I wouldn't take a dime if he didn't get a dime, and now I feel like an idiot. So I want to sue this guy.
Yeah, I want to sue him for being an idiot.
And then the jury, guilty.
We'll take that as a sandwich now. That was awesome, but it was wrong order. They should have been like, do that, and then be like, we, the jury, have reached our decision, and then drum into it. Guilty. Life without parole. I'm not even on trial. What did I do?
No, they said life without beef roll. They figured you'd be really upset about that.
You can have beef roll, but no au jus. Damn it! What's the point? Why would I want the beef roll then? What is the? We got him on suicide watch. I'm not allowed to have bed sheets or belts. The judge nudges the attorney like, maybe we just give him a beef roll. just can we just give him some au jus? Come on, man.
They make you some prison like toilet au jus. I'll take whatever, man. I don't even care.
It's not au stew. It's au jus. Oh, we're real sorry about that.
So I guess you don't want our prison wine, Pruno. No, I don't. I do not.
I would not.
OMG.
I would not dip your sandwich in that. I'm the only guy who puts on watch. Wait, well, we told him no. He gets no. Basically, it's beef juice. He gets no beef juice.
He can have the whole roll. You can have the.
You can dip it in ketchup. You can dip it in barbecue sauce.
I'm gonna need to see the Geneva Convention. Beef roll with no au jus.
You can't handle the juice. He's objected 3 times. I've already hit the gavel. I don't understand what's going on. Hey, can I do a fight me bra for the week?
Sure.
All right, so I got a fight me bra. I thought last week's was pretty good. Fighting a stop sign. This one here is probably me. I could see this.
Bra?
Yeah. Here it's told from this. It's told from a second party. Friend got into a fight with a tow truck driver who was about to tow his car. He runs out and yells, "What are you doing?" The guy says, "You can't park here. I'm towing your car." My friend gets in his face, swells up, and says, "I'm going to tow your car." And here's a quote from the guy. He wasn't the quickest with comebacks.
Yeah, you too, buddy.
Have a great vacation. You too, man. Don't. What? Okay. Yeah. Or what's the Brian Regan one? Take luck.
Yeah.
Take luck. That's me, because I do say stuff like when you get worked up and you spurt out something that's like nonsense. Well, I say it here. I'm reading a story and it's like,
right.
Ooh, that's not a real word.
Yeah.
You took it
the
off
pig out the spigot.
You had it on the faucet, did you?
Right,
Yeah, on the hose.
We're gonna let the pig drink from the fire hose.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
That was good. It's timely.
I could reach buttons too.
Yeah.
No, but I really thought that was kind of crazy. I would it doesn't say there was any like punches thrown, so that probably ended it. To be honest with you, if I'm a tow truck driver and someone screams in my face, and you look around, you're like, buddy, this is your car.
Yeah.
Show me a bigger tow truck. You know what I mean? Now, if he pulls up in a big like one of the whole semis,
for the semis, sure.
you're like, you know what? Man, I call this bluff.
Yeah. That would definitely be on the subreddit unexpected. Yeah. I did not see that coming. Touche, sir.
His buddy has a bigger tow truck, tows the whole thing to his house. Goes, look, for $250, I'll let your truck down.
Suddenly he makes a phone call and Optimus Prime shows up and he's like, this is the last time I'm going to do this. All right? Stop pissing off tow truck.
Were you? I saw him. He was hiding behind the tree over there. I knew he was there. I'm telling you, man. You
Every time you transform, the trailer shows up, man.
Yeah, you gotta
stay in robot mode.
You ever think about leaving the trailer? I wouldn't have legs, man. I wouldn't have legs.
Trailer's coming.
Yeah. That bush makes a weird noise. So on another I had to interrupt Treadflix for that. On another show, there was I was watching. Do you know when they do plastic surgery, they can do anything now? Okay, anything.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. So they have what they call butt enhancements.
Yeah, you're surprised by that because nothing you would need. Back
yeah. I need a shelf to help keep it off the back of my knees. Yeah, but no, these are implants. Okay. And it says implants are the safest, actually, because I guess they can do silicone or like injections.
Yeah.
Okay. But implants are the safest.
Silicone parts are made for toys.
Double up. They're $5,000 to $12,000
Each cheek?
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be crazy. So you got $24,000 wrapped up in your butt. Yeah,
I got 24s in this butt.
So I thought, for me, if I took $300 to McDonald's, I could do the exact same thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, it wouldn't be shaped properly, you know, but it would be there.
You're asking a lot for it to all go to your butt. Too.
Yeah, it would be there.
No whammies, all to the butt. No whammies, no whammies.
Yeah, right. Oh,
and stop. Oh.
Why is he eating them upside down? He says they always stop higher. I don't know what he's doing. He's going to choke. We're hoping. We're really hoping.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many McNuggets do I have to eat? I don't know that. I don't know.
Well, you have to eat like 500 of the regular McNuggets or just 3 of those like anamorphic human acts.
Sir, is there anybody else in the car with you? I'm ordering a McButt lift.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. You're the guy that gets no au jus. Damn it. I get no dip and sauce. Why do I get dry nuggets? It wasn't a condiment ban. It was only au jus.
That's why I came here and not Arby's.
Right. This roast beef is really dry. Is yours? No, I'm not banned from au jus. No, mine's fine. Yeah. Mine is perfect.
What are you talking about? I dipped it right in.
Just your nonchalant.
Yeah.
I don't know. They dipped it.
That'd be great if you go to Portillo's and you didn't get you got a beef, and they're they didn't ask you how they wanted it. Like big beef, dry.
Yeah. My face with the X with the line through it. Oh, you too?
Yeah. Big beef, because I know you're in a big one. This is why I'm saying it this way.
For sure.
Big beef, wet. Merp, 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 merp. Did you try to get a wet beef for Brachio? You know you can't do that.
That's
all he wanted was his medical bills paid, and now he has to have dry beef. That's how the story goes.
He paid all his own doctor bills and eats dry beef. His life sucks.
I need to get that guy's lawyer. He didn't have to pay medical bills, and he made that guy eat dry beef the rest of his life.
And we're taking your au jus. Damn it.
Do you hate paying medical bills and like seeing your enemies eat dry beef? You need to call me.
My wife's ordering dinner. She's like, "Is Damon home?" They're gonna make it a different way. Yeah, we'll take the beef pocket. Is Damon home?
Yeah, we gotta check. We had pictures of your party. We'll have pictures of your wet beef.
That sounds wrong on many levels. But I got to tell you what, it's staying in. Do not timestamp that.
I knew what I went into that. That's
if anything else, we're gonna accentuate that.
That does make the beef wet for sure.
Send us a picture of your wet beef.
Don't do this.
You're on a list. I'm like, I got the sign in my front yard. It has like any kind of condiment with a line through it. You can't come on the property with it.
You have to go to all your neighbors. Hi, I just need to let you know. I'm new in the neighborhood, and I'm on the no condiment list.
And if I come to the door and go, can I borrow some ketchup? Your answer has to be no.
I must stay 50 feet from anything that makes beef wet.
And then just random people start like just firing ketchup packets and mayonnaise packets at my house.
Get out!
This ain't even funny. It's hot outside. I can't. This is dumpster temperature mayonnaise. I can't eat this. Is it dumpster hot? How hot's that mayo on the siding? Well, it's a west wall and it's 4 in the afternoon. So I'm going to say, let's not have that.
Yeah.
Wow. I got to be honest with you. That's probably my new favorite thing. Is
Dumpster mayo? Wet beef? Like, what are we talking about?
How do you make your wet beef worse? Dumpster mayo, sir. It's dumpster mayo.
Dumpster mayo, wet beef here.
No, but just that I have to register every time. I
Hi, I
can't.
see you're new in the neighborhood. I got to let you know. I am on a list. Not that list. Not that list.
And I can't.
I can't get my beef wet.
Not only that.
That seems like the same list, sir. I don't know what you're talking about.
And they're like, and I can't live next to a school. Why? Because they have tons of open condiments. I'm not allowed around schools. Yeah. Wow. Hey. I want to do one more Fight Me Brock because I'm in a good mood now.
Yeah,
okay.
People are going to hate us. 2 episodes.
People are going to hate Mac. I did not put that on the board.
You
Mac,
asked for that.
Yeah, I asked for it, but I never get what I asked for. I should have said, hey, Mac, can you Google me that? He'd be like, yeah, whatever. Go to hell. So this one's really good because I could picture me doing this. On my 22nd birthday, which would have been a long time ago for me,
Yeah.
I was very drunk and got into an argument with a childhood friend because he was acting too cool to talk to me at the bar. Things escalated outside, but I refused to fight because I was wearing the new birthday shirt my mom got for me. He knocked me out. I would totally. And what's funny is that takes me back to a story that just popped in my head. I was with a buddy at a bar, and I was mid-20s. Okay, mid-20s, maybe approaching late 20s, and I'm at a bar. My buddy's the bartender, so that's why we went there. And I'm with another buddy of mine who is really, he's a tough guy. You know what I mean? I'm not a tough guy. He's a tough guy.
Yeah.
So he's like playing eye games with guys across the bar. Like, you know, like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And this was before, like nowadays, there's not a fight. There's no fist thrown. It's like someone's just going to die. This was back when people would throw fists. So he's, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? He goes to the bathroom. Okay. So he's in the bathroom. Well, what these guys are going to do is come around and talk to me. Okay. Now my buddy, Timmy, who's the bartender, has already dialed 911 on the phone. He's just waiting. He's waiting to hit send. You know what I mean? He's waiting. And so anyway, they come around and they walk up. They're like, do you have a problem? And I said, no, I don't. I said, actually, my buddy has a problem with you. And I said, but he's not standing here right now, which is why you're talking to me. I get it. I said, I wouldn't want to talk to him either. You know what I mean? I just said it straight up. Well, so what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to do nothing. And I looked at him, I go, because this is a nice shirt and I'm a heavy bleeder. That's exactly what I said. Right? Yeah. And the guy looks at me and I said, and those are nice shoes. And I looked at his other buddy who was much bigger than him. And I said, and that's a nice shirt. I said, I'm going to bleed all over you guys. What do you want to do? And they all start laughing and they bought me a drink. And when my buddy comes out and they're standing there, he thinks it's fight time and it's not, it's joke time. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I could picture myself doing this where it's like, I really like this shirt. You know what I mean? Can't we, let's just call each other names and walk away. But then this guy ends up like his buddy rocked him, you know, and basically knocked him out.
Yeah. Well, you know,
His
mama said, knock him out. The other guy's mama said, don't ruin that shirt.
Don't ruin that shirt. Don't.
Yeah, I'm blaming that on the mama.
I'm not getting stains out of that shirt tonight, okay?
Mama said, I don't got shout.
Yeah. Mama said, that's not going to come out. And on that, yeah. You cannot get enough of that. I swear, we're doing everybody a justice.
I can tell you we can.
All right. So let's do a strange story then.
All right.
All right, strange story. The title is amazing. Michigan man finds 160 bowling balls buried under his house.
What was Williamson doing under his house?
That's what happens when you buy Benny Brunswick's old house, you know?
Well, to be fair, this guy bought his house near the Brunswick factory.
Correct. It's like, what do we do with all these? Hey, they're building a house right up the street.
Hey, you know what? Sand's pretty expensive right now. Let's just throw some old balls down there.
What's that? That's not a Brunswick.
What do you do? Have a Brunswick accent? I do.
Yeah, man. Brunswick, huh? No?
I don't think so.
You're just trying out stuff now.
We're just doing quips now. That's what we're doing.
Right.
Strange stories is where we just try stuff out. Sand is very expensive.
Yeah, that's very. There's so many balls.
Just throw some balls down under there. We don't got sand money.
It's like half gangster and half like, I don't even know. It's so weird. So it says someone really decided to go balls to the wall when building the house.
Well, balls to the foundation more.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Michigan man discovered quite the unusual treasure beneath his house while tearing up the back door steps. He found a bowling ball, then another and another and another. By the time he decided to call it a day, David Olson, well, there's his problem. Okay. David Olson, I just love saying that at random times. 33, there's his problem. Had pulled out a grand total of 160 bowling balls. And so I thought this was going to be a really cool story, but the next sentence says, apparently some construction workers had decided to dispose of old bowling gear by using the balls as filler.
I believe I told you that sand was expensive.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I've bought a bag of sand before, and I've also paid for a bowling ball in the past. Bowling balls are significantly more expensive.
To be fair, you brought this up, and we come into these cold, but I did read this article.
Oh, so you
unknowingly?
Okay.
It literally is. He's up the street from the Brunswick factory.
Is he really?
These are old balls.
Oh, that's nice.
They sliced them up so they couldn't be used anymore, and they're like guys. I guess guys would take them and use them for this very thing from the factory. Because he was like considering sending them to people that might use them, but they can't use them. But he said that might use some. He's going to send some to his brother-in-law or something to make shelves. Someone's going to make some other artwork out of them.
So they're cut in half.
They're not cut, but there's like a spiral slice through them. So they're not sliced all the way through, but they can't be used as balls again, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
But they're those ones like when we would go to the bowling alley when we were kids in the early 80s, and we would be like, oh, those are gross balls.
Right.
That's what they look like, those black, like it literally just has like Brunswick, like.
There's a quote from him here where it says, the deeper I got into it, the more I realized it was basically an entire grid work of them making up the weight that was in there. So they're using them for filler, but also for, I mean, it's a good base as long as, I just don't understand how something round,
right.
You know,
well, I guess you set it up and then you fill the rest.
Yeah,
in
you fill it with sand or gravel or whatever you're doing.
Right. Filled it in. So, but you don't have to buy as much. If they're just going to throw them away anyway, I mean, it makes sense.
He said it's a little easier rolling the balls out of the way than to move the sand. He's probably got a point there. Yeah. Unless if you're digging this by hand, it's much easier to pick up something large than keep shovel. Because when you shovel sand, it's cool when you go to the beach, you're making a sand castle, you shovel sand.
But if they just like had them in the back of a truck and then just like dumped them,
right,
and then just level them out,
right,
it's pretty smart.
Yeah. Yeah, because like you said too, it's the same thing. I mean, it's the same science behind doing a brick wall. Those are your bricks, and you're going to fill the inner workings, and then when it all compacts, you're good. You know,
because I remember my parents. Someone took down their outside chimney, and my parents said, "Well, we'll take the brick," and we made a little spot behind the garage, so it was just flat. It was no longer dirt and everything. Yeah. And I went and picked them up in the van and left them overnight, and I came back out and I had 2 really low tires.
Yeah,
it was just
like yeah.
Well, I was tired. Like I put I can't tell how many brick in the back of my van. And then when I got back home, I was like, I don't feel like moving these again. I'll get it tomorrow. And I came out tomorrow and was like, I should have done that yesterday.
Well, that's the whole thought behind it is the project. I mean, like I said, I nearly died. One of our teachers' houses, just getting stoned. So I understand that depends on the surroundings. But yeah, when I got home, the last thing I wanted to do was unload that truck.
If all you had to do was drop the tailgate and push out like rounded objects, you'd be like, I'll do it today.
Yeah. No, had I borrowed a dump body, it would have been great to back up to where I was at and just dump them out.
Right.
But if not, I borrowed a flat bed. So I had to actually hand remove them again. And you're right. You get home, you're like, okay, I could go for a shower and some bed.
And death.
Yeah. So, but no au jus. No. I go for some. No, you won't.
No, you won't.
No, you won't.
But I'm dying. Doesn't matter. We said no beef roll for life.
That's my make-A-Wish. I just want au jus. My dying make-A-Wish. I no longer want to go to Area 51. I no longer want
I
to.
was just gonna say Tupac's at the gate. Like, I thought he was coming. Where's he at? And Biggie's behind him. Like, hey, you know what? I would get that too. Au jus was pretty good.
I was gonna say, and I'm eating this like this awesome dipped like it was baptized.
Yeah.
You know,
They
sandwich.
just fill your pool with au jus.
Yeah. Are you eating your beef sandwich with a spoon? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
I am.
Yes, I'm having soup. Is there bread in there? Yes. Yes, there is. Yes.
Yeah, you don't eat soup without saltines? What do you eat nuts? Maybe some oyster crackers?
Yeah, that's me too. Putting in crackers too. What are you doing? I don't know. It's my last meal.
This reminds me of a story. Like, we went to this place. It's a restaurant by our house. It's been there longer than I've been alive, I think. I think it's like 1975 or 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
And now I've lived in that area 10 plus years now. My wife, not counting when she went to college and when we lived in Champaign, so it'd be 30 some years, had never been there.
Really?
There's a twist on that later. So we sit down like, oh, look at this. They got this really nice, like they had some nice bay windows, like really just big windows. And like there was trees and bushes and it looked really nice and foresty behind there. Like, oh, this is a great view. The word view came out of my mouth. Bobcat comes from the side and just takes out a tree. Just like, what the hell? What the hell is this? And the waitress comes over and she's like, oh, hey, we're putting a patio in back there. We're ripping all this stuff out. That exact. And I was like, oh, so you know that's happening? Thank God. It was just so weird. Like, oh, look at this. This is so amazing. This view is. Well, hold on, though. Because then we're at my in-laws for my youngest's birthday. And we're telling, like, why have we never gone to this? Why have no one ever gone to this restaurant? And we're like, her dad's like, oh yeah, we used to go to that restaurant. We got kicked out because we were feeding you off our salad bar plate.
Oh, really? So there's a family pan,
right? So both my wife and her sister are like, we don't remember that. Well, yeah, you were kids. Like, so you never went back for 40 years because one time they yelled at you for feeding the kids off a plate.
Know you,
right? So then when we were there, we went back again another day, and I was like, there's a sign at the salad bar that's like, no sharing, no. And I was like, hey, look, it's your family sign.
Your family crest.
Yeah.
Some people got these awesome lions and tiger. You got the no sharing.
Yeah. You got 2 forks making a cross. Why you got to circle slash 2 forks? Well, here's the story.
The sign above it is the no au jus in Procchio's face, so it's all good. No, when you said a bobcat, I thought,
oh, like an actual cat?
I thought an actual cat, and I thought it was taken out by, like it just was running nonchalant, just bam, right into a tree. And you're like, you're going to put a patio where there's bobcats just roaming around out there? That's what I thought.
Yeah, then that'd be funnier.
Yeah, so then when you're like, yeah, I just saw this bobcat and I thought you said taken out by a tree.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Not taken out a tree.
Yeah, no, but it was just like, oh,
Yeah.
I've never been here before. It was, because usually it's like you go into places just like the parking lot or like a fence with beer banners on it and stuff.
Right.
It was actually like.
Now, is it the same owner? Like, is it the same family that owns it? Because the ban might be lifted. That might have been that family.
You know what? That's the problem. My wife did put my name at the end of her name.
Right.
So we can't give them her ID. Because the name's still on it. Like, wait a minute. We were confused by the 2 L's in this last name, but the name before that name we recognize. You're out.
Wait a minute. You wait in the car with the guy that's getting dry beef. I'm next door. What happened to you?
We'll let you in, but no salad bar.
I'll have all you can eat. No, you won't. You just wait. That's so awesome. So that was the whole. That's why she'd never been there.
Yeah.
Because her parents would never take her back.
It's literally minutes from our house. I saw the thing, like the picture of it, and it's literally like, do you remember? And this is like really, really inside sports here, but do you remember before the Chickadee remodeled?
Oh yeah.
So picture that place, the remodel before that. I mean, it is old school.
So it's dark.
Yeah, and like everything's like those like wood chairs and like it just feels like a diner that like was built in 1970 and never updated.
Right.
Now it's clean and the food is good and everything. I don't want to give that.
Right.
And then the first day we walked in, they had the Game Show Network on, so it's playing like the Match Game 74 and Sale of the Century. And I walked in and I was like, is this a time warp?
Yeah.
What the hell is going on in here?
Hey, so that leads into one last thing I got then. Okay. You know how on Facebook or Instagram you get pages like 80s, 90s nostalgia stuff?
Right.
So somebody put on the 80s, 90s page, one of them that I follow, it says, hey, where's everybody from? Right. And then he says, I'm from Finland. Okay, buddy, you're living in the freaking 80s and 90s. You're not, don't tell me it's nostalgia.
Yeah.
because that's not nostalgia.
Oh,
to
I
you.
have that phone.
Yeah. that was my whole thought.
Yeah.
So I really went into I'm like, hey, go right now. What's the number one song in your country? Yeah, that's George Michael and his friend. They're called Wham. Right. Here's a little spoiler
Oh,
alert.
yeah. He probably knows Andrew's last name. Yeah.
Here's a little spoiler alert. They break up. You won't know one of the guys forever. The other guy sings one of the shittiest Christmas songs you'll ever hear in your life.
And then dies.
And he's dead now. Okay. Spoiler alert. Yeah. And that deserves a stamp. So anyway, so I thought that was funny. Then I'm like, go, what's the number one movie in your country? You know, and it's like, hey,
Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Police Academy. They made 6 of them and one where they went to Moscow. So
Yeah.
there's technically 7.
Yeah.
You know?
And Mahoney pieced out after 4.
Yeah. But it's like, here's the deal now. So what was it? Hooks or Cooks? I think it's Hooks, right?
Hooks, yeah.
So she's dead.
She's
now.
dead, right?
Okay, she's dead.
Tackleberry's
Rest her soul.
dead?
Yeah, Tackleberry's dead. Zed does stand-up comedy.
Yes.
Okay.
I've seen it. I was there. I asked him, what time do you want your light? Oh, whenever.
Right. Yeah.
No, I need to know a time.
Yeah.
Give him a light. Well, what's it light? Yeah. Why is there a light? Yeah. It's the light you asked me to give you.
Yeah. And then, Mahoney, yeah, he does like old people commercials now, like for AARP and shit like that. You
Yeah,
know?
he steals their money with reverse mortgages. or
Yeah,
something.
reverse mortgages. So I'm just like, hey, dude, you cannot get nostalgic
Right.
about stuff you're living right now. That'd be like me when in the 80s when I was like, man, I sure miss Bon Jovi. I better go buy their next album, dude. You know what I mean? It's
right.
like, it's not nostalgia. It's not, they're gone.
It's funny you say that because I forgot on my social media and stuff. I don't put a lot of. If I put information, it's usually fake. Like I forgot years ago when I signed up, I said that I lived in Metropolis, Illinois.
Yeah.
And then I've had people be like, "Oh, next time you're in town, you should stop by." I'm like, "Well, what do you mean?" I'm like 40 minutes away. They're like, "Well, but do you live in Metropolis?" I'm like, "What are you, an idiot?" No.
In an underground layer.
And then I have my job because I don't tell people where I work on. Like I don't put that stuff on social media and stuff. I don't.
Right.
I don't mention it here too because what I do online and stuff is not
Separate
representative of what I do
Yeah,
at work.
separate life.
So I have there that I'm the vice president of flux capacitating
yeah.
at Dr. E.L. Brown's scientific services
Right.
in Hill Valley, California. And I had someone message me just the other day like, "Where are you guys located? Like, do you need scientific services? Like, because I can't help you." Does it have anything to do with flux capacitating? Because I'm VP of that, but anything else,
Right.
I was like, what? No.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it does say Hill Valley, California. So
Yeah.
either you read the thing or you don't. Like I don't know what your problem is, but yeah, it just throws me like they're like, I'll get a lot of stuff from Paducah, like advertise it. And we're like, why? I'm like, oh, because this place thinks I'm in Metropolis.
Yeah. They think you're close.
Yeah.
Still 40 miles off the highway, but they think you're close.
Oh my God. Hey, you know what? The Superman celebration this year is one of the weekends. I think you're in Boston, so maybe I'll go down there and see the the top celebrity they have this year
Yeah.
is one of the dudes from Weird Science.
So they can't even get somebody that actually played Superman in any
Well,
movie
I
ever?
don't know how he relates to. Maybe he was on an episode of Superboy, or maybe he was in an episode of Lois and Clark. Like I don't know how he relates. I didn't feel like looking it up, but it's the other
Kelly
basi-
LeBrock?
Basically, like we just discussed, George Michael and Wham.
Yeah.
He's the kid that wasn't.
Yeah.
Anthony Michael Hall. Yeah. He's the other guy. I think Ian might be his name, I think. And I only know that because I just saw the post. I'm just like, who is this guy?
First off, the guy from Finland would be super
Yo,
stoked.
yeah. Maybe we should give him a call. Maybe he wants to carpool.
You'll drive to his house first.
Yeah. I should take a Tesla and blow his mind.
Hey, that was cool, kind of cool though too. This week that, a couple weeks ago, I guess, Richard Branson went into space.
He touched the edge of space.
But I'm just saying, but it's kind of cool when you think about it because he's worth billions. So it's one thing. It sounds stupid because we were kids when the Space Shuttle Challenger blew up and this and that, and they had real people on it.
Cross your fingers. Bezos and Musk are still going up.
But I'm saying, they had real people on it. You know what I mean? Real people that
that's what ruined it.
They wanted to come back to Earth and do their job afterwards and just be like, hey, I did that. So this case, you got a billionaire. You would think he would send up other because wasn't that like the first people on his thing that went up there?
Yeah, he was racing against Bezos.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I totally get it. I totally, and you win. Hey, congratulations. But had something bad happened, you didn't win. You know, so and
Oh,
again,
to be fair, that man went to space. You can't even fly, you know.
yeah, I can't walk in the plane that's in the museum.
Right.
That's 20 feet off the ground and
Yeah,
cables.
the Museum of Science Industry.
Yeah, I can't do that. So,
Whoa, wait, did it move? Did it move? What? No, that was my stomach.
how do you die in a plane crash? Earthquake.
My stomach. You made me have that dry beef. Just because you have to have dry beef doesn't mean I have to.
Makes me gassy. So Ted, where can they find us?
They can find us at thatchecksout.net on the internet. They can also find us on all the socials at thatchecksout WDT. They can find us on all the podcast applications known as apps by the kids. Yeet. That checks out. Check it out. You can.
Oh, he laughs at that. One time.
OMG.
Yeah. OMG. IDK anymore. Go ahead.
We'd like to thank once again Brian and Audiohive Podcasting Studio for producing this episode. Damon, you got anything else to say?
No.
That checks out.
You start the music late this time now?
That's gonna mess me up. That's gonna mess me up when I'm editing.
Still got to put that in. Dan, still got to put that in. Healy's house.